everybody, hello. My name is Yanga, also known as Babianj. Welcome to my channel, Bad Life Lessons, where we learn from my mistakes and from the mistakes of others. Thank you so much for joining me. Please don't forget to like, comment, and to subscribe to help your girlie to grow. Okay, so today we are not going to be talking about my problems, about my business, about my past. We're letting all that rest. Today we are within other people's problems, within other people's business. Today we will be talking about Dr. Celiwe's situation with her abusive Nigerian husband, darling. So if you don't know who Dr. Celiwe is, let me quickly give you a brief summary of who she is. She's a South African doctor, a young lady who unfortunately got married to this Nigerian guy who's very abusive to her. He was abusive from the start, and he abused her in many ways. Abused her financially, abused her physically, emotionally, and whatnot. I thought about sharing her videos because she's been very forthcoming, creating, I think, 4 parts of videos fully detailing her marriage to the nation. And I did get screen grabs of those videos, thinking I was going to share them on this video. But I was thinking, no, it's going to make my video very long. And I'm sure many of you have seen the videos by now. If you have not seen the videos, the link to her channel is going to be on the description box. Yes, she has a YouTube channel. Go follow go follow her, go support her, please. She needs all the support she can get. Okay, so let's dive straight into it. So looking at Dr. Celiwe's situation, it's easy for one to judge and think that she was stupid for doing everything that she did for that man. Yes, that's true, she was, but let's not judge too harshly, because most of us have been in that situation. I myself have been in her situation. That's why I have a lot of grace extended to her. Because remember when I was telling you guys about my first boyfriend, and I was telling you guys that I was blessed that all that happened between me and him, how I was supporting him, doing a lot of things for him, sacrificing money for him. I was blessed that all that happened when it happened, when I didn't have money to do more than I was doing. Because if I believe that if I had not gone through what I went through earlier on, if that experience only came later in life where I'm now financially stable, I would have done a lot for that man. I too would have bought a house for that man. I too would have bought cars for that man. I too would have lobola myself. I'm not saying she did, but like, that's the extent I would have done. I think I did hear someone mention that she lobola herself, but we don't know how true that is. But I would have paid my own dowry for that man. In fact, we have discussed this before I broke up with my first boyfriend, that like I will save up, and he must help me by not requesting a lot from me, because I will save up money for my own lobola, and then I'll give it to him, and then he'll go lobola me. There's many ladies who have done this stupid decision of loboling yourself a lot, but others will die never telling the secret. They will take this secret to their grave, some women. But other women are courageous enough to openly talk about how they paid their own dowries, how they paid their own lobolas. They are telling us so that we can learn from such. Owami is one of the ladies who was very forthcoming about how she paid for her own lobola. And she's not the only one. You'd be so surprised. You'd be so surprised to find out that the majority of married women in South Africa have paid for their own lobolas. I would have done that, and I would have carried all that financial burden of a household on my shoulders while he rests like the pretty little princess he is. So I don't want to judge her harshly. I was her, but at a smaller scale. You know, there's levels to these things. Me now, I'm crying for maybe 15K, 20K that I spent on this man's driving license because he kept failing it. If you include that with transportation, because he did it in a different town which was far away in George. George is far from Cape Town. So if you include the transportation, the transportation money that he was using to go to that place over and over again, the hotels for him to sleep there, the food and all that, and everything, I think it does amount close to 20,000. So yeah, I'm here crying for, I wasted 20,000 on a guy, and I think I wasted more than that within the years we were together. I think I might have wasted 50K on him if you're gonna count the furniture that I bought him, like fridge, TV and stuff. If you're gonna count the clothes that I was buying him throughout our entire relationship, if you're gonna count the food that I was feeding him, transportation fees to our outings, the restaurant outings that I was paying for him, boat cruise, because everything was on my shoulder. Every little thing we did to spice up the relationship was literally from my own pocket. Even when he has to go to Eastern Cape and then come back on December, go to Eastern Cape in December, come back in January, all of that was dependent on me. So I think if you combine that money, like every cent that I've spent in the span of 5 years that I was with that man, I think I did spend 50,000, if not a little more. So yes, and back then that was a lot of money. If I was with him now, oh honey, I too was gonna be Dr. Celiwe, but thank God this lesson came earlier on when I didn't have that much money. So yeah, it's investing in a man, giving men money, spending on a man is one mistake that I will never ever repeat. I don't ever want to repeat that one. And I'm glad I learned it. I don't regret the lessons because they've shaped who I am and how I move. They also have shaped how I see other women. I'm not quick to judge. I have more grace now for women who are doing the same mistakes that I did when I was younger. So which is why we need to have these conversations. I'm so happy that she came also, that Dr. Celiwe came to say her story online, because I believe that many younger women will be saved. They will not repeat our mistakes, because why would you go do something that it will not benefit you but cause you more pain in the end, when you've heard many women coming to tell you, I did this and it backfired on me, I supported a man and he spat on my face. So why would you do that? Why would you put yourself through the same thing? But I know not everybody is going to learn, because I believe that some people were meant to learn and to be saved, while we cannot save everybody. Other people are just stubborn, and other people are meant to be cautionary tales. Other people, knowing all of this, with all this information, knowing that men are selfish, men are the real biggest gold diggers, they are the biggest gold diggers. With all this knowledge, some women will still continue to go on and do all these things for men, but we will use their stories here on our channels when we find out about them, and they will just continue to be cautionary tales. So, because if you don't learn, you are going to be the lesson. If you don't learn, you are going to be the lesson. So you better learn, because with learning there is no pain, but with becoming a lesson, the humiliation of everybody sharing your story, the pain that you have to go through from that mistake that you did, I would rather learn them to be a cautionary tale. Anywho, red flags were there from the beginning of this tragic love story between Celiwe and her Nigerian husband. They were there from the beginning. On a post that Celiwe posted years ago when she was still married, she talks about how she met this man. They met in church while she was still a student, and for her it was love at first sight, but clearly not for the guy. I don't think the guy liked her. I don't think he liked her at all. He had no interest in her whatsoever. Because in that post, Celiwe talks about how she fell in love with him from the minute she saw him. And then later on, she and her friend asked that man who later became her husband, they asked him for a lift from the church to the residence. And he declined their request. What kind of man declines a request from a woman he's interested in? We know that when a man has interest in a woman, he will do absolutely everything and anything to impress that woman. But because he clearly had no feelings for this woman, he declined their request to drive them to the residence. Celiwe did not see this as a red flag because in this post that I'm talking about, she's cocky. She thinks it was cocky that he declined to drive them to the residence. She's laughing about it, talking about, oh, I loved you from the beginning, from the moment I saw you, and then I remember I asked you for a lift from the church to the res, and you declined. Little did you know you'd be my husband later on. And it's not funny, it's a red flag. It's a red flag. But she did not see the red flags. I feel like Celiwe, I feel like Dr. Celiwe is one of those book smart people, but that's where their intelligence begins and ends. Outside books, I'm sorry. I like the girl. She's sweet and she's very courageous for sharing her story, but we have to say the truth, even if we're not going to be harsh at her, but the truth has to be said. This woman is book smart and book smart only, nothing else. Not strict marks, not strict smart. She cannot read social cues. She cannot read between the lines, because any other person would have seen that this person has no interest in me. That's why he rejected the request to drive me to the res. How he became her husband, we do not know because it's not clear. But I can assume that after some time he found out that she was going to be a doctor and she's almost finished with her studies, and then something clicked in his head like, oh, I'm a Nigerian, I don't have papers to be in this country. She's a South African, she's got papers to be in this country because she's a citizen of this country, and for me to get citizenship, let me marry her, and she's the best candidate out of all the South African Huns that I know, because she's going to be a doctor, therefore she's going to be able to afford to pamper me with a luxurious lifestyle and everything that I could ever want. Perhaps maybe no other South African woman can offer me anything else beyond citizenship through marriage. So she's the best choice. That's the mindset I think he had after finding out that she's going to be a doctor. And it seems like a lot of people in Dr. Celiwe's life saw the red flags, because like people apparently warned her not to change her surname. They want her not to change her family surname, but to keep her family surname, even though she's going to marry this man. But she refused. She married this man, changed her surname. When she became a doctor, she was no longer Dr. whatever her family name was. She took the husband's surname, which is Dada. And then on her videos, she goes on to talk about how she paid for everything, the bond, the school fees, the cars, the expensive cars that this man was driving, and petrol and everything. Like, apparently she has 3 kids, I think, but it's so clear to see that this man was her 4th child and the most expensive child. Man, this man was so selfish. He did not even care about his own kids as long as he got what he wanted. Dr. Celiwe talks about how he was in an accident with an expensive Mercedes-Benz she bought him. And then like She thought, okay, now maybe this is a chance for us to downgrade to a more affordable car. Mind you, this woman did not have a car. She did not have a car when she bought this man a Mercedes-Benz. I don't know which model, but she bought him a Mercedes-Benz. She did not have a car. Let that sink in. How do you buy a man a car and you don't have a car and you are a whole doctor? You are a whole doctor. You don't have a car. I know this is not new for nurses, doctors, and teachers in South Africa, because many of them like to date down. You know, they like to date down. They date petrol assistances, you know, the petrol attendants, the people who pour petrol for you in the car at the petrol station. They date unemployed men. They date taxi drivers. They date men who are not in the same tax bracket as them, and then they end up having to sponsor those men, and it's like they add on to their number of dependents, and the man becomes their most expensive dependent, because now this man is requesting for bands. And like, okay, so she mentions how she had no car, but she bought this man a Benz and he was driving it, I don't know for how many kilometers. I thought she said like 300 kilometers a day, if I'm not mistaken. And you can just imagine how much petrol that was costing her. Because the Mercedes-Benz, honey, it's not friendly on fuel. It's not low on fuel. That machine chows petrol like no one's business. But she did that. And we don't know how long she did that for. Up until the accident. And mind you, on the day of the accident, he had just gotten physical with her. He had gotten physical with her. And was not talking to her. The only reason he started speaking with her was when he got into an accident. And poor Dr. Celiwe thought, oh, this is our chance to downgrade to a more affordable car. And she was wrong, because the man threatened to leave the marriage if he would get a small car, because what are people gonna think if they see me driving from a Benz to a Toyota? Like, this man had a reputation to uphold, even though his wallet was dry as the Sahara Desert. He just was like, I would think that his mindset was like, girl, I don't like you. I'm not attracted to you. I think I'm better than you. I think I can do better than you. Like, I think I can do better in a woman than you, but like, you have to pay me. So you have to pay me for being in your life. The torment that I have to go through in seeing you every day, in having to touch you, in having to kiss you, you have to pay me. I can't suffer for free. So what do you mean you're gonna get me a Toyota? What do you mean you're gonna get me a Ford? What do you mean you're gonna get me a Kia Picanto? What do you mean? That's not enough for the pain and suffering that I endure just being in your presence and being called your husband by people. That's not enough endorsement for you being seen with me in public by people. So you have to compensate. You have to compensate my pain by buying me a better Benz than the one I had before it crashed. And he was inconsiderate of everything else. Dr. Celiwe speaks about how she was trying to tell him, oh, we're not going to be able to afford a house for the kids if we take a bigger Mercedes-Benz. We're not going to be able to afford school fees or something like that. And he was like, I don't care. I want the car. I don't care. She said, then we would have to move to the villages. Mind you, in the villages, there are, like, the quality of education offered in schools that are in villages is not that good, because those schools, many of the schools in the villages are under-resourced. But this man said, I want my Mercedes-Benz, even if it means we go stay in the village, even if it means my children will have to receive poor education because of the surroundings. I don't care. I don't care what happens to you. I don't care what happens to the kids and their future. As long as I get my Mercedes Benz, I want my Mercedes Benz. This man was his top priority and no one else. That should have been a red flag. Another red flag that Dr. Celiwe missed. I don't even understand how she went to continue speak and help this man after he had laid hands on her. Ladies, if a man claps you or touches you in any violent way, please leave him. That man is gonna kill you. Staying there is just like collecting more pain or more injuries or even death. You never know what he could do first. Like you never know what he could end up doing, because it all starts with like a clap, a small clap here, a small nudge at the arm, a small strangling, and then my English, my tongue, it escalates. It escalates to him being more violent to you because he sees you're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere, even though he's abusing you. So she should have left. There were many times she should have left. In fact, she should not have married him. The red signs were there, like the red flags were there from the beginning, but oh well. So he got his big car. He got his big car. And the girl still did not have a car. And eventually when she did manage to get herself a car, she got herself a Kia. I think she said a Kia Sportage or something. But she got herself one of those Kia SUVs. They're really nice, but they don't cost as much as a Mercedes Benz. So this doctor bought herself a good enough car, but bought her husband the best car, So apparently he continued putting himself first, and they continued having more problems in their marriage. I would think, like, when she speaks about this man, I think this man was cheating. I think he was taking her money to sponsor other women. I think he was taking the cars that she was buying for him to attract other women, using those cars to attract other women. Do you know that the big car, the latest car she bought him, he would not even allow her to sit in it. He would not allow her to get into the car that she's paying. And apparently that car was like 25,000 rands a month. She was paying 25,000 rands a month for this car every month. I forgot how the story went, but in the end, he had to buy his own car. Like, somehow he was able to afford to buy himself a car, but he could not buy himself a Mercedes. He had to buy himself a BMW. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a Mercedes-Benz girl, and Mercedes-Benz will always be 5 notches higher than even the best BMW. It's like BMW is here, but Mercedes-Benz is here. No matter how nice of a design BMW can create, they will never reach the level of even the lowest Mercedes-Benz, according to me. Okay, I'm a Mercedes-Benz fan. I believe in Mercedes-Benz. So when she mentioned that after she took the Mercedes-Benz back, I think she took it back, she traded it in or something, I don't know. Or she couldn't afford it, so they took it away. I'm not sure. I don't remember the story. But I know that, like, they no longer had the Mercedes-Benz. And then somehow he found a way to buy himself a BMW. And then he started splurging on himself. Like, really living his best bachelor life. Not taking care of his kids financially, allowing her to take care of everything, and still demanding money from her, even though he's got his own sense now, and he's being reckless with his sense. So, yeah, man, her story is really, really sad. But anyway, she says she's getting divorced. I don't know how far she is with her divorce proceedings, but I know that the guy has came forth to make his own allegations against Dr. Celiwe, which nobody believes, because yeah, he sounds like a liar. he came with voice recordings of a call between him and a lady from Zimbabwe who apparently was a domestic worker for Dr. Celiwe. So both of them are talking badly about Dr. Celiwe, and he's talking about how everything that she's exposing online, and the woman, the Zimbabwean domestic worker, is heard saying, she's such a foul person. She's such a foul person. Even me, even though I'm not educated, I'm better than her. I'm better than her. What a pig me. You know, guys, nothing kills me deep down my soul like a pygmy woman. They're very dangerous. They're always comparing themselves with other women and trying to be better or to look better than the next woman to a man. They're always in this competition. They're always competing for male approval with every woman in their presence. So this Zimbabwean or domestic worker came across as a pygmy to me. Because even though I'm not educated, I'm better than her. I'm better than her. I'm smarter than her. I would never expose my business online like that. There's a reason why she had to come online. Because everything she has tried to deal with privately, clearly, it's not working. So now she's coming to the people. And I'm grateful she came. Because we're learning from her story. We're learning, right? Right? So, yeah. It sounded like the domestic worker has been either sleeping with Dr. Celiwe's husband behind Dr. Celiwe's back, or she was bribed to say the things she was saying on that voice recording, or both. It's either she's doing both. She slept with him and she got a bribe, either one or both. I don't know. And nothing in that VN made any sense. Like they did not have any tangible allegations that made the public to side look Dr. Celiwe, to start questioning her story. No, nothing. They were saying like their accusations were stupid and unbelievable. Nobody believed that. Nobody with a working brain believed that. I didn't believe that. I was like, We know a liar when we see one, and we know about Nigerian men. Guys, those men lie. They lie. Nigerian men lie. I mean, closer gents lie, but your Nigerian men lie, guys. I say this even though I've never dated one, but I've seen. I don't need to be in the soup to know that the soup is burning me. I've seen. I see how they move. Nigerian men are very manipulative and they are big liars. So, and nobody bought that lie. But then it ended up with him saying he's not going to divorce that woman until he gets his citizenship papers. He wants to stay in South Africa. He's not divorcing her. He refuses to divorce her until he receives his South African citizenship. So he's not saying, I will not divorce the woman because I love her so much and I can't see my life without her. I'm willing to change and start and mend things with her. No, he's saying, I don't care. I don't mind divorcing her, but I need my citizenship first. So there was no love there. There was no love there. There was no love there. I just pray that Dr. Celiwe pushes for divorce and gets this divorce going. I hope that she doesn't get desperate and jump to another man who will use her again, because she does give low self-esteem vibes, man. The things that she's allowed for this man to do to her and to her life, it sounds like she doesn't really love herself. She doesn't know her power. She's not walking in her power, and it seems like she has low self-esteem. So I would suggest she goes get therapy for that, divorce this man, focus on herself, and not rush to replace him with another man who will repeat the cycle again until she has found her self-esteem, her competence again, Otherwise, yeah, What do you think? What do you think about this tragic love story? With that being said, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you guys learned a thing or two from Dr. Celiwe's story. And please do go support her and also support me. Please, you guys are so stingy with your likes, with your subscriptions. I don't know why. It costs nothing. Please support your girl. Anywho, thank you so much again for joining me. See you next time. Bye bye. God bless.